Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Mental health issues have been getting a lot of attention lately in the news, online, and in public conversation, and that's a good thing. Bringing visibility to something that was once kept quiet, it gives people language, awareness, and permission to speak. But talking about mental health and living with it, or even supporting someone who has it, can be very different experiences. So today, you're going to meet Lee Dhepnorrat, an author who is contributing to this conversation in a deeply personal way. Drawing from her own life living with bipolar disorder, Lee shares how that struggle led her towards self-realization and a deeper understanding of the human mind. Through research, mentorship, and the experience of being genuinely supported by loved ones, she began to rebuild her inner world, and she discovered a path that she now uses to help others who may find themselves at a similar crossroads. Her book, Healthy Heart, Healthy Mind, a map book for the soul, speaks to anyone seeking guidance, inspiration, or a sense of direction. Today, we're going to explore how Lee's lived experience, her honest reflection, and some shared wisdom can open up a new way forward, especially when the road feels uncertain. Here's Lee.
I guess I was sick of people sort of not talking about it and not just the stereotypes that, not just for mental health but for many things, where mums are not really regarded as important, I think, and not just mums but kids. The stresses of today's world, I think it's been put too much pressure on people to be perfect and to be this, to be that, to be everything everyone else wants them to be. I just sort of got a little bit fed up with that.
This is a heavy topic, to be sure, but Lee approaches it with honesty, warmth, and a sense of humor that runs throughout the book.
I think you have to laugh at life because, you don't laugh, you cry sometimes.
She tells her life story in a straightforward, matter-of-fact way that doesn't preach or instruct, but invites reflection. What comes through again and again is encouragement, permission to be yourself, to be authentic, and to stop apologizing for where you are in life. Above all, Lee emphasizes a couple of simple but powerful truths. You are good enough, and whatever happens, never give up. So what helped her the most?
The ones that helped me the most was just non-judgment. Wherever you are, start where you are. Just focus on growth, not I have to have that degree, I have to be that person, I have to be that friend, I have to be that mum, I have to be that whatever. Just really being yourself and just getting back true to yourself, true to your core. That's what really helped me the most. Whatever you're going through, whatever hardships you're going through, there's always someone going through something harder. So don't beat yourself up on it,
She says for years she tried to meet the expectations placed on her surrounding motherhood, success, and being everything everyone else needed her to be. Over time, it became harder and harder to keep up appearances. The strain built up quietly until it finally became something impossible to ignore.
So I ended up putting those pressures on myself and then ended up, in a psychiatric ward, which then stopped me for 3 months. I couldn't go outside, I couldn't do anything. And then from there it became a vicious cycle of going back in and out of wards for like 7 years or so. And then medications and things like that. I just had enough and I thought, someone needs to talk about this because it's not getting dealt with enough. Just from the books I've read and things like that helped me, I just wanted to share that knowledge with others.
And that's what makes this book different. It's not that there aren't other mental health resources out there, but there aren't many like this one. Here, you get to hear the story directly. You learn what helped and what didn't help and what it took to move forward. And then you're free to make your own choices, armed with honesty, her lived experience, and the reminder that you don't have to figure it all out at once.
Yeah, I was very happy that it was written. I wasn't sure what sort of reaction it would have. I just felt I had a story to tell. I just felt that, it needed to be spoken about. Definitely. For other ones not to go through what I went through.
That's where the subtitle comes in, a map book for the soul. Lee describes what she created as a kind of a guide, not a straight line, but a way to orient yourself when you feel stuck or disconnected or unsure which direction to take next. A reminder that even in the hardest moments, movement is still possible.
There's always a pivotal moment. You might think you're right at the end of, like your tether or whatever, and you're thinking, oh God, everything's crap, things are heading south fast. You might just meet someone that day that might just turn you around. So don't ever give up on that day if that's how you're feeling. Just sort of ride that wave and, things will turn around when it's time for you. Never give up.
At the heart of Lee's message is momentum, staying open to inspiration, continuing to move toward what matters to you, and choosing a life that reflects who you are rather than who you're expected to be.
I just hope they take courage and they take hope and they take guidance that they're who they are supposed to be. Just be you, be who you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're meant to be in the right space and time. That's what I would hope people would take away from this.
Let's be honest, this is a difficult time that we're living in, and it's hard to imagine paying too much attention to our mental health. Stories like this one remind us that support, understanding, and hope can come from a lot of different places. Healthy Heart, Healthy Mind, a map book for the soul. It's another resource. It's one grounded in lived experience, and I hope it's one that you find meaningful. The book is available now wherever you like to buy books online. You can also learn more about Lee and her work on her website, liveloveshine.wixsite.com/liveloveshine. I know that's kind of long, but we've included a direct link for you in the show's notes. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com. I'm Sam Humans. Thanks for listening.